there's the last load for now.
You are now watching the 2025 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. So we got to get this unloaded. We got some things to move around. We got 2 totes full of water with a little bit of liquid fertilizer in it. A little bit of Roundup left to wrap up our spraying. We have to spray up on the hill and next door, but we got to go move some hay around, so we got to take these off. Not like we're going to use them again. Well, we're gonna use this, but we can load it right on the ground. So appreciate you guys watching along. Let's get this unloaded and see exactly what we get into. So we are down here this spring, and we'll be back at MMT cattle. But somebody pointed this out to me the other day, and we're going right next door. But at the end of the day, this is the best corn that I've seen this year in the Northeast. This is his corn. When we were spreading manure, they plowed that up. That is phenomenal corn. Hats off to you guys. Yeah. Okay, we were parked up here. So Mark Nair, we hauled an excavator for him previously. Let me turn it around. We've done quite a bit over here, running truck with Aaron or whatnot. But he said, hey, I got some bales that got to get moved. I said, I don't know if I got time. He doesn't want to touch them twice, which makes sense. So I said, I'll drop it off. You load it. I'll come back, pick it up, and move them. So we're going to go back to combining now. Alrighty, Aaron gave me a ride over here. I am going to drop this load into the truck, and then we got to get moved around. So, straw. Hopefully ready to bale. We got to really see. Okay, we will pull up and get this offloaded. And then this can go and get dropped. I think we're going to use the truck for the next job. So they got to get cleaned out. Shut off and then came back on. I got another one, but I don't have any tools with me. Yep.
Are you unloaded yet?
No, I'm unloading now.
Okay. I was thinking if you bring that back and you get here before I have to leave, let me know. I'll take you back and then you come back and get your truck.
I gotta get my truck because I gotta put the head on the truck. Well, technically I don't. Yep.
And then you bring that back and take your truck over to that.
Okay. Yep.
If my truck leaves till 10:30, I need you to be back and here by then.
Yeah, no, I will be. So.
I just gotta think of that, logistically, it might work out.
I think so too. I'll get this unloaded and I'll be up there.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty. Yeah. I didn't ease into the PTO and pop that out. Got the auger out because it's full too. We got a spare one on it. we do have to add a toolbox on here. So I'll put the new one back in, or put a new one in. Okay, as good as new. So that was operator error. Okay, we gotta focus a little bit here, get up this hill, not hit nothing. Don't want to smash your auger into a tree or a tire. This is organic corn on our right. Steve and his family is in the process of transitioning the dairy to organic. So we're taking this wheat off. Rye and Triticale, I believe. And he's baling it. But he did 15-inch rows on the outsides there, doubled up planting. Looks very good with weed control and everything else like that. He tried cultivating some, but yeah, we're gonna take off some small grains for him, and he's gonna bale it up, and he'll keep kicking along. So that's the dairy over there. Alrighty, we made it. We gotta go get our head, and we will be back. So, but this is what we're combining. The next field looks even better. Yeah, we got a few pieces here and there, but keep in mind, like I said, transitioning to organic, so this isn't, it's treated the same way as organic. It's not all the way there yet, because they got 3 years on crops as far as going back to organic. Okay, we will just get this head over, get it on the combine, get combining. So hoping for a good day. It's just about noon. I didn't bring any lunch, didn't bring any drinks. Really did not plan this out. I did get breakfast early this morning, but and Harley's off at work, so it's just me running. I do have some people that have said, hey, if you need anything, we can come help you do this, move the stuff around, blah blah blah. But honestly, once we get set up, it's just moving the head and combine in between as we go between the fields. I was just thinking, are all the tires aired up? I think they are. They look aired up. Combine didn't want to come out of here. I almost had to put it in 4-wheel drive. Pickup's in 4-wheel drive right now. I even strapped the head down because I didn't want to lose it. We'll get out of here and get up to the next field. back to combining. As of now, not many weeds actually in this. Hopefully it stays that way, then I can run it low, do a bunch of straw. Pretty clean stuff. We got a weed here and there, but overall cutting pretty low. Getting an okay sample. Yeah, they're gonna have some straw here. This stuff is nice. So I'm running the head almost all the way on the ground, and yeah, good tonnage as far as seed, and yeah, gonna be a lot of straw. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and go up here. So we're down behind here. Aaron is up here with the truck. We're gonna get unloaded, and buggy is completely loaded. So then we'll wrap up combine in that field. Then we got to get moved up to the last one. Okay. There's the last load for now. I think we got some wheat to do in a month or so, but yeah, worked out pretty good. Okay, I actually end up deleting all our scenes of moving everything home, which it's the same thing. Load it on a trailer, get home. Yeah, overall, let's reflect on what we learned. So, they make small grain concaves. And after talking to quite a lot of people, there was a few people that were like, you need those. You absolutely need them. Talking to quite a lot of people, they're like, no, you don't need them. So I think my big thing is fan speed and keeping the combine actually full. The spots where we struggled were where we were cutting very, very little product through it. Yeah, everybody I talked to. Brian Brock, number one, you're awesome. You pointed out things that you wrote in the comments, and then we were talking. You've pointed out things that need to be done on that head that nobody else said. So as he said, you don't want a platform head to ever frown. Never knew that. So there's some worn pieces underneath or broken pieces underneath that. I would not have known any of that without throwing it out to the world. I've never ran a platform header, and I've never cut small grains. So I think we did okay. 3 days. Did about just under 70 acres. A lot of moving around, a lot of smaller fields. But we need to do that.
we need to look at our bearings. Somebody said we don't grease anything. That was a non-greasable bearing, but okay. People in yesterday's video pointed out that the chain was on the wrong side of the idler. I wouldn't have even thought about that. I always thought just pull up on it, then it's good. But at the end of the day, we're doing a lot of learning because of people with good comments and pointing things out that have run these heads and everything else like that. David from Missouri, appreciate all your comments and text messages and everything else. So we have things to work on that need to be done before we do any more wheat. We have the clutches for the fans, the separator fan, to put those in, brand new on both sides, new belt, new bearing, all of it. So that will make a big difference. Somebody said you should leave the straw chopper off for soybeans and then you can bale the bedding. I don't think so. We already have enough bedding the way it is. Why would I pay somebody to bale? Baling hay is $14 a bale for big bales. So at the end of the day, we're good on that. But we're going to keep pushing through. Combine did its thing. Other than the AC not being correct, it was pretty warm in that cab. So I did get the AC. The gauge is all hooked up. I had a moment previously. But at the end of the day, something else is going on with it. So I got to do some digging into why it's not functioning the proper way, power and things like that. So, but 8820, I did look it up. It is an 87. It's not an 88. Well, 1987 8820. They stopped in 88 with them. So, yeah. Overall, I'm glad we got both jobs done. We got some beautiful straw out of it, and I think both farms are happy. I haven't actually talked to Dan. Steve was pretty happy. He said we'll come back, do some wheat. So when that's ready, if it's not extremely full of weeds and stuff like that. So the organic side makes it a little interesting because you can't just go out and spray it like some people, like you would with non-organic farming practices, and you'd kill those weeds off. Then you come in and combine nothing but everything dead. So putting green material through a combine is a little challenging, but we've done it with corn. Hopefully we're not going to do it with corn this year. We will see. They're saying a hot fall, and corn is jumping quite a bit. But alrighty, I've been rambling, but I figured I'd let you guys know exactly where we're at. Yes, we got some things to work on the head. The wobble box. Oh, Brian Brock pointed that out. The wobble box, you need John Deere washers on those, otherwise they will continue to break. And for some reason, John Deere washers are thicker, stronger. So we'll do that. We'll put the right bolts into it. Somebody did say put nuts on the back side of it so they don't loosen up. Get service kit stuff for the sickle. We do have quite a few pieces to go get at a neighbor that had that head at one point that never utilized that head, that has spare parts. So we'll go over there and probably check out his grain facility. Different Brian, but Brian, we're going to come get those parts. I know I told you last week I was coming to get them, but this week's it's Tuesday, and this week's been pretty busy. So, but alrighty. Combine small grains for the first time. Check. We're done with that. It worked out okay. We got some learning to do. We got to lock the head rigid for those for small grains. Never knew that, so appreciate everybody. The hose was not to keep soybeans in. People said it's a rock guard, but it didn't. It was not working. I guess if we locked it rigid, it might have worked better on small grains. We were battling some weeds. Somebody said the reel speed needs to be slowed down. I engaged it at half throttle one video, and people got all worked up about that. Yeah, it wasn't full throttle, but yeah. So, and we haven't heard anything about the neighbor. So I'll check. We'll get back to you. But alrighty, I rambled enough, but I figured I'd run down the list of everything because we wrapped up. I got everything home, and I deleted that footage. And yeah, combine's blown off, cleaned out, ready to sit for a little bit. Like I said, we're going to do a few things to it. And otherwise, it's going to be ready for wheat and then soybeans. And I'm very excited. Our soybeans are looking killer. So hopefully they keep moving along that way. But see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.